Hello guys, good morning. This video is going to be to the point. I don't think it's going to be very long, but I need to get this off my chest because I've had a few of you contact me asking if I'm going to do a video about this whole Cole and Sav LaBrant clickbaiting childhood cancer for their channel, and I know why you guys are asking. It's because I talk about family vloggers, and some of you know that cancer is something that is very close to my heart because I, lost my grandmother to cancer. I have other direct experience dealing with terminal cancer in my family, and it is, I've said before, I would not wish going through a cancer diagnosis on anyone, whether it's you yourself or if it's watching a family member go through it. It is the absolute worst. It's the worst thing that I've ever experienced. I know that there are a lot of terminal diseases out there that exist, but as far as something that I have experienced from diagnosis to death, I've experienced cancer, and it is so hard to watch the person that you knew go from who they were, caring for themselves, living their, wonderful life, to turn into someone who is a shell of who they once were. So cancer hits hard for me, and I want to get through this video without being really sad and bringing my own experiences into this, because I really want to talk about the extreme problems with what Cole and Sav did. There's a few problems that I have with this. The money from their video for the AdSense is going to be a boatload of money. And to my knowledge, please correct me if I'm wrong, as always, to my knowledge as of filming this video, the AdSense from that money, or from that video, the AdSense is not going to childhood cancer research. It's not going to the families that they exploited to make this content about their children. So that's obviously problem number one. They share this petition, and that's fine. Sharing petitions is great. However, when you're dealing with a terminal illness like cancer, the monetary support is vital, because there are a lot of situations where things aren't paid for, treatments aren't paid for, insurance only pays a certain amount, and families will go into debt trying to care for their child that has cancer. I've heard of families getting second mortgages on their homes, selling vehicles, doing, selling jewelry that belonged to generations back because it's expensive. And even if you have insurance isn't going to cover 110% of what that child needs, usually. So obviously the monetary thing is number one. Number two, they cut off the comments on the video. So to me, that tells me that they know what they did was wrong, and they were expecting bad feedback in the comments. So they went ahead and shut those off ahead of time, which is just so, I hate when people cut off comments. I really do. If you're going to leave a video up and you're going to cut off comments, to me, especially if you have the ability to have comments on. To me, what that says is, shut up. Anyone watching this video, you do not have a voice here. I do not want to hear your opinion. I do not want you to share your story and how this video might have impacted you, because the comments are off, so fuck off. That's essentially how I see it personally. Now, the third thing, and this might be, how can I say this? This might be a sensitive subject for a lot of people, but I'm going to talk about it because I'm always transparent with you guys about how I feel. Cole LaBrant is not Jesus Christ reincarnated. Cole LaBrant is not God's son who was put on this earth to pray over people. And I realize the power of prayer. I realize that, a lot of people rely on prayer to get them through really tough situations. And I'm all for that. I don't care who you pray to. If that's going to help you in any given situation or make you feel better, I'm all about it. I've prayed myself, and it doesn't matter who you pray to. If it makes you feel good, do it. I always say, if something makes you feel good and you're not harming anyone around you or harming yourself, great. But the problem is that Cole LaBrant wants to put himself on this pedestal as if he is just God's gift to children with cancer. He had to jump on this flight to go to Miami, go pray over this child who's sick. Oh, there's a crossing guard. That's really odd because speaking of my grandmother, she was a crossing guard too, so whatever. That's so weird. Anyway, just don't know who gave Cole LaBrant the authority to be one of the chosen ones to go pray over a sick child and use this child as content for YouTube. So, Cole LaBrant, take your prayers and shove it. I think it's disgusting, and you are not a chosen one. You are just some influencer who exploits your kids for money on YouTube, and you are the last person on planet Earth that I would want to accept any sort of prayer from. You're a narcissist and you're a jerk. The next thing we need to talk about is the issue of him visiting a terminally ill child after being in an airport, on a plane, touching, his personal carry-on luggage, checked luggage, whatever it is. You're touching stuff in the airport. You're flying across the country on a plane to visit someone who is terminally ill, and that is so risky. Let's be honest. If this family was interested in receiving a prayer from Cole LaBrant and being a receiver of this visit that happened, they could have easily used FaceTime, but a FaceTime call would have not gotten the clicks and views and the attention that someone like Cole LaBrant desires for his narcissistic supply. Now, I know that it does. I'm definitely picking more on Cole than I am Sav. I sort of look at Sav as the guilty by association one, because she's definitely she's a guilty participant. I don't think that she is as bad as Cole is as far as just being an overall douchebag. She still definitely plays a role in this. I'm so tired of hearing about these influencers who are very vocal about being Christian, and then they turn around and use that to make content for social media. It just feels so wrong to me. You know, I think some of you might have gathered by now, I don't consider myself a religious person. I don't go to church. Last time I went to church was when I was probably 16 or 17, and I went with my grandma for a Christmas Eve service. So that's the last time that I went. I might have been 17. I don't remember. But, you know, she ended up, when she stopped feeling so good because of her cancer, she stopped going to church. So either way, the last time I went to a church service, it was with her. And I have nothing against that. Look, if that's your journey, I've always kind of made it a point to not talk a lot about religion and my beliefs on my channel, because I don't ever want to push my beliefs on someone else. And that's so often what I see from a lot of these, especially these young Christian influencers, is it's a lot of pushing their beliefs onto their followers and onto whomever happens to be consuming their content on social media. A lot of it is direct, but also a lot of it is indirect, and that's just their marketing strategy. I don't like it. But if you are religious and you go to church every Sunday and every single holiday, that's wonderful. I think that's great. The fact that a lot of the influencers are taking their religion and using it to gain this really big following so that their content that they produce gets more views, and everything comes back to them heavily peddling their beliefs onto other people, that's what I don't like. That's the part of religion, I think, that it turns a lot of people away, is being constantly, it's like proselytizing. I don't like it. So again, if that's what works for you, great. But I, in my adult life, have come to the realization that I can believe in God and not go to a building every Sunday and listen to a preacher talk about the Bible. So I really hope that makes sense. Again, you know, that kind of stuff is few and far between on my channel, but I do think that it is so directly associated with Cole and Sav LaBrant. I need to at least address it in this video. I just think that they are gross, grimy little weasels. And I'll never agree with someone else capitalizing off of someone else's illness. Now, if we're talking about sharing experiences, you know, I see this a lot on TikTok, where if you search the hashtag caregiver or caregivers of TikTok, you will find a lot of people who might be caring for their sick dad or their sick aunt who has a terminal illness, and they're just sharing their day-to-day experiences. They're not making money off of it, and on top of it, they're sharing their own family's experience. So they're not using someone else's sick family member to gain followers or attention. And that's also the biggest difference that I see with Cole and Sav. It's that it's not your child going through this. So yes, awareness is fantastic. However, if you're not going to take every penny of the AdSense and give it where it's needed, then take the fucking AdSense off your video. It's gross. So without rambling on for too long, I want to get this video up for you guys. If you are someone who asked me about this, these are my thoughts. This is my opinion as of right now. If something else happens, I will share an update, but I'm also not going to react to their videos because I refuse to give them any money. If you're interested in seeing the videos, you can go to Dad Challenge podcast channel. He reacted to them and gave commentary, but I refuse to play them again and make them even richer for, my own satisfaction. I just don't feel good about that. So for now, if you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.